first part of our experiment is to prepare the reactants. So we want 0.1 molar isopropyl acetate. We want 1 liter of this. So take a beaker, put it on, tare it, and then measure out enough grams for 0.1 molar of 1 liter.
Multiple samples of 6 milliliter HCl are prepared and placed in separate beakers. Make sure to cover it with a parafilm so that the HCl does not escape into the atmosphere and poison you, and place into the ice bath. These are done to stop the reaction or titration.
Now it's time to take data for our batch reactor. And when you want to get the T0 measurement, you take 5 milliliters of NaOH and place it in one of these pre-prepared HCl flasks. Then you take 5 milliliters of ester and you place it in the same flask, and remember to add indicator. This is to ensure that no reaction has happened. For times greater than 0, take your NaOH, remove the parafilm from ester, and start the reaction by pouring it in. The reaction starts, and then take time interval measurements.
Once the NaOH has been added to the ester, make sure that it achieves the right temperature before you take your sample. Then, remove parafilm, take a 10 milliliter sample, place the parafilm back on to make sure no vapors escape into the air. Undo the parafilm from one of the beakers waiting in the ice. Add the sample. Then add 2 drops of the indicator and place the parafilm back on. Make sure to keep it in the ice until it's ready to be titrated. Repeat this process every 2 minutes for 20 and 30 degrees, and every 1 minute for 40 and 50 degrees.
Now at this point, we titrate the reactant solution. Because phenolphthalein indicator is now in here, this indicator has the property of turning pink when the solution reaches a pH of 8.2. So we add the 0.098 molar NaOH dropwise to the solution until we see the color change. We do this as follows.
Next, for the PFTR, we need to prepare 20 liters of each. So for the isopropyl acetate, do the same thing. Take your isopropyl acetate and tare a beaker. Then, measure out how many you need for 20 liters of 0.1 molar. I'm just mixing up our ester solution. Remember, ester is only slightly soluble in water, so it's good practice to fill this up to the 8-liter line and then mix it well. And then you can fill up to 10 liters. Then repeat. We have to make 20 liters in total.
So this is the PFTR setup. You start by adding the prepared NaOH and ester to the bins below, like so. Being sure you close both the valves at the bottom so you don't lose any of your reagents. And then you turn on the pump by turning on the main power, turning on pump 1 and pump 2. These are adjusted by these knobs right here, and then this is what you're going to use to calibrate. But assuming the calibration's already been done on the first day, all you have to do is turn it on. These will feed the water, or the solutions from the bins, to the T-joint below, which will go into the PFTR, go around the 12 coils, come out the top, and go through this funnel right here. When we want to take a sample, we interrupt the flow with the graduated cylinder. And if you were calibrating, you'd hold it there for a minute. However, we're not calibrating, so we would only want to take a 10 milliliter sample two important points to remember when working with the PFDR is that the temperature is controlled by the water in this bath right here. So when you want to adjust that, you either push ice in this little hole, or you get hot water from either the evaporator or heat exchanger group, and using this funnel, add that. Another important point is that you want to have constant flow. You can't have any bubbles in the stream. So if you're getting bubbles, what you want to do is turn the flow rate up higher to push everything through faster, get your air out of the system, and then reduce the flow rate as necessary. And from this stage, the procedure follows the batch reactor exactly for titration.
Remember to dispose of waste properly in a clearly marked container with the full written name of your chemicals.